So many of you may not realize that I've got kind of another side hustle, well, on the side. And that is as a junk dealer. I'd like to start making a fix-em-up show. Surely that's not what I'll call it. As Rusty Bus Salvage. See that? That's awesome, right? I've been going out and picking and cleaning stuff up and repurposing stuff. So first up we have this little handmade sweetheart. It's kind of like a lot of my stuff is kind of farmhouse aesthetic, sometimes kind of industrial, but so this is the perfect farmhouse little table. It's kind of a lemon yellow, but there's this green coming through. I'd like to bring more of that out. The sides here are just, someone's added on just enough on the sides to make it a little bit impractical, but the crackle on top I'm loving. We're going to keep that for sure. Mostly just a little cleanup and gonna take a little excess off of this guy. This little hand-built table I think might have been like a little kitchen tabletop worktop. It's got this atrocious old linoleum on it, and I don't think it'll be too hard to get it up because it's already coming up on its own. I like the white with the little flecks of green. Someone's done a project around it. Maybe it was in a workshop, I don't know. But it's got a nice enamel on it that I think doesn't need to be touched at all. But see, we've got it, it hangs over on this side. It's cut flush on this side. The corners cut round here. There's just a lot going on. The tabletop isn't going to work. I might be able to save this little shelf. I don't know. You know, it might just be easier to tear the top and the shelf both off and put a new piece of wood down. And so here are a couple of my options. So I love this old cabinet. Check out the color and chippiness going on here. So I think I could just take these two chippy sides and this piece and try to make a new tabletop for that guy, perhaps a shelf. We'll scrape off all the loose stuff, see what we have, and see if we can polyurethane without messing up that whole effect that it's got going on. If it turns out I'm not digging the chippy stuff, if it just all comes off and doesn't look good anymore, I've brought this rough sawn stuff. That is old red oak, I think, and these are just various woods. I'm not really sure about them. That looks like oak. Not sure about these two. But I think, you know, once they're all come together, they'll have a cool eclectic look if I need to use them. So my dad and I share this workshop down in, obviously, the basement. And, you know, a lot of this is my fault, this mess. But anyway, I mean, we like to create, but we're not so big on the picking up. Now this workbench, hopefully you'll get to see it eventually, probably not in this video, but it's a really neat old store counter. It would be beautiful on camera if you could see it. So anyway, I see that whoever added onto this table really went all out to make sure these extra little wings were well supported. They are nuts and bolts, square nuts, so this was done a long time ago. And then extra supports here that they've pierced through this apron here. So it's going to be a little bit of work just to take this board off and that board off. But I think it'll be worth it. It'll be a lot more practical and won't just jut out too far like it is right now. Now for whoever it was, for their purpose, I'm sure it was perfect. I can't fault them for that. But for my customer, my buyers, I don't think this is going to work. still. I don't think I want to do much more to it besides rub some of that off, let the green show through, and clean it up. So I've given it a little more thought, and of course, yes, the top it's not savable. So I definitely need new wood for the tabletop. The shelf underneath, it's got this stuff glued on it. Even though it's starting to peel, I just think it's gonna be a pretty tough job. So I think we're gonna go with this. We're gonna see, I'm gonna deconstruct this, see how much material we've got, see if I can do the tabletop and the shelf below. I wanna scrape just the white and try to have all this color saved. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, see, we're gonna have to work out the lighting and everything down here. I don't think it'll be too tough, but that's what this first go around is for, kind of, to figure that stuff out. So, I do like this cabinet. It's just asymmetrical, and even though I just love the colors on it, it wasn't working as a cabinet. So yeah, I need to get all this metal stuff off of here before I go to the tables. You know, I started this whole thing out as a stay-at-home dad with 4 kids, ages 4 and under. Very lonely, needed a creative outlet. And I took that, you know, and built this thing. YouTube's oldest Volkswagen lifestyle show. I don't major on that as much as I'd like to. I'm going to start doing more of that for sure. People around Arkansas, different media outlets and stuff, have referred to me as Arkansas's YouTuber. I'm by far not the largest YouTuber in Arkansas, but I'm the most Arkansas of the Arkansas YouTubers, I think. So yeah, you know, building that from staying home with my kids, and I'm still dreaming and building and making goals and trying to reach them. I'm going to continue to show you that along the way. But I think I need a renewed emphasis and kind of a fresh start. Hoping to do that this winter. I'm going to stop jabbering and just knock this out and come back to you in a second. So I got the sides off that I wanted, and I spared you all the sexy denailing footage. You're welcome. What is this hanging here? Does it have a purpose? Good, okay. So I'm gonna start with this plastic thing here. Little plastic sheetrock mud knife thing, I guess. I just want to knock off what's loose. I don't want to go too crazy at first and see how it goes. They are kind of gorgeous, right? The tabletop needs to be 27.5 by 23. Let me double check that. Ooh, we're not going to waste much. 27.5. That's the thing about this stuff, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, so what's not perfect is just charming. Instead of popping the top off, I decided to just cut these odd sides off. Took the drawer out and cut as close to flush as I could to the apron of the table. You know, and when you're reselling stuff, of course you want to buy low. But you know, even if you've bought something for pretty cheap, once you put a lot of time into it, you don't want to put so much time into it that you can't charge enough to get your time back. Your time's worth something. Let's see, so about like that. Yeah. Woohoo! It's a mess. So you may remember the strip next to the door on the cabinet. I split it in half and it was perfect to make strips here, and then a little bit of what was left on this splitting piece. It's coming loose a little here and there, but I like that. So yeah, I ended up with 4 slats that I can do the shelf with. I think I will pop that shelf off and just replace it with slats. Seems to be moving around a whole lot. I like this whiter side. That is a Farmhouse looker. Got that great old white epoxy that is still tough and washable. And I was afraid, actually, too much of this would flake off, but we held on to plenty. Still got some great color in it. Oh, I noticed something when I pulled the drawer out too. Look at that. A dynamite crate. That's what they use to make the drawer. How cool is that? I love it. Well, I think we just took a $10 and $15 table and brought them up to $40, maybe $50 in worth. So if you'll watch on Rusty Bus Salvage Instagram, you'll see maybe what their fate will be. And I'm not sure which show I'm going to take them to yet, but they are basically ready for the fall shows here in coming up in October. Really excited about that. So hopefully this will be a series. I don't know what it's going to be called yet. Let me know what you think. What was your favorite part? We're both going to find out what didn't work and what needs to change next time. Anyway, thanks. Life's what you make it. Let's get our hands dirty.